Okay, so let's unpack this. I think a lot of people listening might be dreaming about a master's in Europe, the amazing universities, the culture.
Hmm.
But maybe there's this nagging worry
Yeah.
about your undergraduate GPA.
Right. That maybe it's considered a bit, well, low.
Exactly. Maybe it's somewhere around that 60% mark, or like a 2.5 to 3.0 on the US scale.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, is that just going to slam the door shut?
It's a really common concern. And honestly, the material we've been digging into, it tackles exactly that.
Good. So this deep dive is really about what that research tells us.
Mm.
Is it even possible to apply with a GPA like that?
Uh-huh.
Where should you maybe look? And probably the biggest question, how can you actually build a stronger application despite the GPA? According to the experts, anyway.
And let's just get the main point out right away, based on what we saw.
Okay.
The answer is yes. A lower GPA does not automatically mean you can't get into a master's program in Europe.
That's huge. That's a critical starting point, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is why. The sources suggest many European universities,
Yeah.
they just don't focus only on the GPA.
They're looking more holistically.
Exactly. It's a
Yeah.
much bigger picture.
Yeah.
They look at things like your work experience, how strong your recommendation letters are.
Your statement of purpose.
Definitely that.
Yeah.
And sometimes standardized tests, too. It's
Yeah.
that broader view that opens doors.
Okay, so if you're looking for universities that do take this kind of flexible approach, did the research point anywhere specific?
It did. Several countries came up where they often evaluate the whole profile. Germany was mentioned.
Like Castle University.
Yeah, and France, too.
Yeah.
Places like University Paris-Saclay might look past the GPA if other parts of your application are really strong.
Okay. What else?
Spain was another one, like Universitat Rovira i Virgili
Mm-hmm.
in the Netherlands. Red Bood University might ask for more documents to understand your background.
Makes sense.
Or the University of Twente. They value relevant knowledge, strong recommendations. The material also mentioned possibilities in Ireland, Hungary, Latvia, Belgium, Italy, Poland, Czech Republic.
Wow, quite a few options then.
Even places like TU Munich sometimes consider lower GPAs if you have significant research experience.
Right. So that leads to the main action point, I guess. If your GPA isn't your strongest card, what can you do?
This is key. The sources laid out some clear strategies. It's all about building up that overall profile. So first, standardized tests. If the program needs or accepts something like the GRE or GMAT,
Those big grad school tests.
right, a strong score there, that can definitely help make up for a lower average.
Makes sense. What about the statement of purpose? You mentioned that.
Oh, absolutely critical. The research really stressed this. It's not just paperwork. A really compelling SOP.
Where you explain your experience, your goals.
Yes, and your motivation. Why this specific program? That can seriously boost your chances. It's your narrative.
Your chance to explain yourself beyond just the numbers.
Exactly. And letters of recommendation, too. Don't just get generic ones.
From people who actually know you well.
Yes. Professors, employers. People who can genuinely speak to your skills and potential. Strong, specific endorsements make a difference according to the sources.
What about non-academic stuff, like work?
Definitely showcase relevant work experience. Any professional certifications. The research suggests this really strengthens an application. Shows practical skills, dedication.
And research projects, publications.
Highlight those too. Anything significant. One interesting point was maybe even addressing the lower GPA in your SOP.
Oh, how so?
Carefully. Only if there's a good reason, like maybe you overcame a specific challenge. It could show resilience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else, strategy-wise?
Well, maybe looking into pathway programs or focusing on coursework-based degrees instead of pure research ones, or just targeting universities known for that holistic review.
So is there actual data on success rates? Did the material mention that?
Yeah. There was one piece suggesting around 35% of students with GPAs between 2.5 and 3.0 do get accepted into European universities.
Okay, so it's definitely not impossible.
Far from it. It just shows that universities in many European countries really can look beyond the GPA if the other qualifications shine.
It really comes down to showing the complete picture then.
Exactly. Don't let that one number define your whole potential.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. What's the big takeaway from this deep dive?
Based on the material, the main thing is, yes, a lower GPA makes things harder, but it's absolutely not a deal breaker for applying to master's programs in Europe.
Right. The core message seems to be you have a lot of control over the other parts of your application.
Focus hard on those, Ace tests if you need to, write a killer statement of purpose, get those strong recommendations,
Showcase your work experience, your projects, your research.
and be strategic about where you apply. Look for those places known for seeing the whole person.
So maybe a final thought for you listening. Considering your own background, your own unique story.
Which of these other factors we talked about? Is it your work experience? Maybe a specific research passion you have? Your skill in writing that SOP? Or maybe smashing those standardized tests?
Think about which of those you could leverage most powerfully. How can you best tell your story and show your potential to those admissions committees?
That's really the question to ponder as you move forward.